Hello and welcome to your weekend mini nerve. I am your host, Maureen Callahan, and today we are doing another fashion takedown. When I saw the looks that were being paraded around by celebrities and wannabes at the LA County Museum of Art, right? The LACMA event. I was like, this is a mini. It's an automatic. It's happening. And who better to help break this all down, take it apart, move some bodies into the woodshed than Kinsey Schofield, host of the must subscribe Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered. Kinsey, welcome back for some fashion smackdowns.
Yeah, I feel like the only place I see so much nudity is when we do Hollywood fashion smackdowns.
It's so true. And I have a theory. I was thinking, like, why is this happening? And so frequently, but I have a theory. First, we're going to take a look at Kristen Wiig, who has reinvented herself post SNL. On SNL, she was kind of like nerdy and awkward and weird looking. And she has had, in my opinion, just my opinion, a lot of good work done since. She has a different face. Her hair is like fuller and thicker. Here she is in Rodarte at the LACMA event in a full-on naked gown. To quote Ethan Hawke, when he sees Winona Ryder in Reality Bites dressed up to go out with Ben Stiller for the first time, she looks like a doily. We see the only thing breaking this naked look apart is her black underwear. I hate the word panties. I won't use it. Kinsey, your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I love the word panties. So I'm glad we found something that we disagree with. I was 100% with you. When I first saw this, I thought to myself, she finally is feeling herself, because you're right, on SNL, she was always the silly character. She was over the top. She was never really considered sexy. Towards the end of her SNL skit, we did see, or stint, I should say, we saw her, maybe was that a spray tan or was she intentionally tanning more often? We saw her trying to go a little glam, but this is really her, I think, finally feeling like beautiful. But I don't always need to see these people half naked. I think we should leave a little to the imagination.
I think that was when, she did this like Walmart cashier on SNL, and she was
It
always
was Target. It was Target.
It was Target,
yes.
right? And she was always like sniffing, like moving her nose, and then like moving her chin in this like receding way, and like snorting. And it was very like, she was a comic, but you could tell like the unfeminine that she was leaning into. She wasn't feeling it. And I think she started this glow up when she was dating Fabrizio Moretti of The Strokes, who was like at least 10 years her junior. And she used to be spotted all over the Lower East Side and like, the bars I used to hang out in, like, partying a little too hard, maybe. I don't know. But anyway.
Well, but we should acknowledge, though, that when you work for SNL, I've heard, and I'm so sorry I'm spacing on his name, Lorne Michaels, that he's not an easy man to work for, and he doesn't make you feel very good about yourself. You're physically, mentally, emotionally exhausted because of the hours you're working.
Great point.
And you don't get any pats on the back. You don't told that, if you last, that's a huge win for you, because the only way that they acknowledge your existence is either you continue to have a job or you're terminated, but you aren't told you're doing an exceptional job here. So I feel like, maybe she escaped a toxic situation, and that's why she feels so free, clearly.
Yeah, that's such a great theory. And also, to your point, Lorne Michaels, he's a real sadist, this guy. I don't think it's a managerial technique. I think it's sadism. He not only doesn't give praise and encouragement, but he also leaves it until like a couple of weeks before the new season to let cast members know whether they're going to be back or whether they've been let go. So they have to spend their whole summer, which should be a nice break after working really hard, in agony and wondering if they're going to have a job come the fall. Okay.
Yeah,
Demi Moore in Gucci Demi Moore, Sarah Jessica Parker better watch out, because there is another 800-year-old sprightly romantic heroine in the offing coming to take that crown. I mean, Demi is like 60 something. Okay. So this is a lot of work that has gone into the hair, the face, the body. We too are in a translucent. Now, listen, I'm going to say I actually kind of really like this. This is Gucci. I do think it's a beautiful gown. What do you think?
I do too. But I just finished The Substance. Did you watch?
Oh, I saw The Substance in a movie theater, which I regretted.
I hated it so much. And looking at that, I'm like, that is a sexy woman in that Gucci dress. That is a sexy woman. But I just thought I could not understand her decision behind doing The Substance. I did not think it was a good movie. I didn't like the plot at all. I thought it was silly. And I mean, I guess she was celebrated. She didn't get the Oscar everybody was saying she was supposed to get, but I couldn't understand that decision at all when I watched The Substance. I thought, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your time?
I think she thought the movie would have something more substantial, no pun intended, to say than it did. And I heard from someone who would know that the director of that movie, who is a woman, I forget her name, was so difficult that actually shooting shut down for like maybe a month or two. And Demi really struggled with that director. Oh, wow. So, I mean, I think that movie was kind of, you could tell because it fell apart. The first half, there was something there. And the second half, it just fell apart. Oh God. Imagine just like, this is LACMA, right? Okay. It's supposed to be about real art. And you've got the likes of these women with their hair extensions and their body makeup and their body oils seeping through these naked dresses that are like doilies or like lace curtains. They're getting on the furniture. I mean, it's so disgusting when you think about it. It's such a complete juxtaposition. Here's Paris Hilton looking like anyone but Paris Hilton in like 80 pounds of hair extensions in another naked dress. And it looks like she's got like a Playboy bunny, like sort of, I don't know if this is a necklace or like a bow tie kind of affixed. It's also Gucci. And this is not helping Gucci's rebrand. It's not.
I hadn't even thought about that, but the idea of wearing a thong under one of these dresses and then sitting in a public space is so appalling. I mean, when I say goodbye to you, I'm giving myself a Lysol shower. I'm going to spray it. I'm going to walk into it. I'm going to spray it and I'm going to walk into it. That's how much my body rejects the idea of sitting anywhere at LACMA after knowing about all these bare asses that were there. And, we know a lot about Paris Hilton's prescription medication thanks to the storage unit she forgot to pay for. So I'm
Valtrex.
I'm especially careful after sitting where Paris Hilton is set. Not even on a
No kidding. It's communicable.
Oh, no, thank you.
Now, to circle back to Kristen Wiig and SNL, Tina Fey, I believe this was a Howard Stern interview. He asked her who the worst guest host ever was, her least favorite. And she said Paris Hilton. And not only was Paris like dumb and entitled, but like she said, you would be like going up the stairs to avoid taking the elevator and you would just see hair extensions like left on the stairs. Like that's how entitled and lazy and gross and unhygienic Paris was. Also rumored not to treat her dogs very well. Like many dogs apparently dying in her care.
One
allegedly,
reportedly, one disappears and is never to be seen again. And she says, oh, well, it happened the day I was moving. The movers must have. The day I am moving, all my dogs are in my vehicle with me. We are all together.
They're Velcro to me.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, yes, we need to talk about the dogs. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. So the one thing I wanted to mention before we move on to a few other movers and shakers in the fashion realm, my theory about the naked dress, when we look back on this era, this is going to be the era of Ozempic. And these dresses, it's the 1% showing off. Not only can they afford Ozempic out of pocket, but they are the apex of denying oneself any sort of earthly pleasure. And they, not only that, but then they have begowned themselves in garments that cost, you know, $60,000 to $500,000. And those gowns are mere tissues to show their naked bodies. So what's the point?
Oh my, that is such a great point. Yes, that this is they're it's the smallest they've ever been because of this medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to make sure it's documented. Clearly, all of it is documented. That is what this feels like for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're going to look back on this as a pretty dark time for many, many reasons. Okay. Now I want to get to someone who I cannot figure out. And it's not because this isn't my generation. It's because I'm smart and I have taste. Same with you. Timothée Chalamet's Vogue cover.
Oh my God. Like, it looks like something from that a fan would have made, right? Like, it looks like something silly that you would see on a Timothée Chalamet Tumblr where fans just share fan art. It makes absolutely, I mean, is it Annie Leibovitz?
I don't know who the photographer is. I mean, she almost always does it, but he's wearing Celine. It's called The Universe According to Timothée. This is the December cover. The New York Times even reported upon it because it's so controversial. His styling on the divisive December cover of Vogue recalled that of a certain rapper. This guy's 29. You're right. It's Annie Leibovitz. She's become such a hack. She's become such a hack online. I'm reading from the New York Times. People likened it to he's wearing galaxy print leggings. To me, this is giving beta wannabe Harry Styles, who did it first and did it best.
Yeah,
Love
Harry Styles would have been in like a silver disco dress while standing on the moon. You know, he would have done something a little more, given us something a little more interesting than.
Do you remember Harry's Gucci campaign?
Mm-hmm.
Which was really like, it was really edgy and really cool, and it was a little bit gender bending, but it was so Harry, and it was such a perfect melding of brands. Like, they both augmented each other. This guy looks ridiculous. He's almost 30 years old.
Well, you know, I think the ridiculousness is too much exposure to the Kardashians, who are shameless. You know, he's dating Kylie. He's been dating Kylie for a while. He really is artistic and creative and intelligent and committed to the craft. That's not what I see here.
Then what's he doing with her?
Yeah, well, I see a gimmick in this cover. It's gimmicky. It's silly. It doesn't make sense. I was thoroughly disappointed by it. This guy became Bob Dylan for years. He was so obsessed with this role that he played when he was Bob Dylan. And, you know, I don't understand what it just kind of looked photoshopped. It all looks like he took a picture in front of a green screen and somebody just dropped it in. It doesn't reflect well on anyone involved. And this is exactly why they say that international Vogues are so much better than our own.
They are, you know, French Vogue, British Vogue, Vogue Italia. They're so much better. And I'm like scrolling through this New York Times. I can't figure out.
And didn't Vogue just fire a bunch of people? Like, did you fire these people? Because that I could justify.
Seriously, how much money is Annie Leibovitz making as, like, you know, house photographer over at Condé Nast? I can't figure out who is responsible for this. Is it Anna Wintour on her way out the door because print has a 3-month lead time? Or is it Chloe Malley's first cover? Like, nobody wants to take credit for this abomination. Again, legacy media wonders why. Are you someone who wants the best food for yourself and your family, but still you wonder, is this safe? Food labels can be misleading, so introducing Olive. Olive is the clean living shortcut on your phone. 100% independent, credible, transparent, no brand pay to play. A simple scan on Olive looks beyond macros and marketing to flag ultra processing, additives, seed oils, and contaminants with a comprehensive database you can trust. Proof not promises. Olive recently completed the largest independent baby food study ever. 300 plus products tested for lead and arsenic in ISO accredited labs. Real tests, real results. Moms, has your baby's food been contaminated with lead? Simply scan with Olive to find out. If you are frustrated by reading confusing food labels and ingredients you can't even pronounce, try Olive. Listeners of The Nerve get an exclusive 7-day free trial. Try Olive, scan your pantry. Make sure you're feeding your family the very best. Download Olive now in the App Store. Olive, 100% independent, credible, transparent. Scan, swap, exhale. We move on to one of the creepiest figures in fashion, and this is saying something. Vera Wang is like 150 years old.
Girl,
And
she is.
She is like all over social media. Like, look at my hot bod. I mean, I'm exaggerating. She's like 70 something. Okay. But she's like, look at my hot bod. I weigh 50 pounds. Can you, there's a reel going around of Jenna Lyons talking to Vera on the red carpet. Now Vera is wearing like a bra and like a low slung skirt, and her abdomen is just exposed and it's all body makeup. And Jenna's like, what do you do to keep your abdomen, like your skin so tight? Which is like a fashion world way of saying, listen, sister, you're a senior citizen. You should have some creping. You've given birth. And Vera's like, I don't do anything. And Jenna's like, really? Really? Again, more shivving. Let's look at her here talking about what keeps her so in shape.
Great. No, you look fantastic. I love that you can still wear
here it
your
is,
midriff.
Jenna.
Honestly. Wait, what do you do to keep your body? Like, let's just tell me.
I don't really do that much. I do
come
walk.
on.
No, I walk.
That's
I
it?
do walk. And a few weights. That's about it.
That's it? Okay.
76. They don't allow you to do more at 76.
Okay, well, you look
They don't allow.
incredible.
The
Incredible.
doctors
You look
don't
great.
allow.
Well, Jenna, that's one way to put it. You can interpret incredible in multiple different ways, including the actual literal meaning of the word in-credible, which means this is not believable. Kinsey.
I will admit that I read some article years ago about some rock moisturizer she used, and I purchased it on Amazon immediately because, for a while I could not believe her age. But yeah, I don't know if is it the way that she dresses? Is it the way that she, kind of flaunts it? It isn't as appealing as it used to be, like this, her putting herself out there in a way that's like, I defy my own age. But I mean, I hope to God I look like her when I'm that age. I'll be honest. But I won't be in a crop top. But I won't be in a crop top. I can tell you that much.
It's not seemly. It's unseemly. Secondly, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. It's a lot of filters. It's a lot of light. It's a lot of. Thirdly, tune in to The Nerve at night, because my derm, Jessica Weiser, is going to make her debut appearance on The Nerve. She's going to tell all of us what really works and what doesn't, and what to buy at the drugstore and what to avoid. Vera Wang is full of shit, and she is doing a disservice to 70-year-old women everywhere. Give me I want like an old school, like a Catherine Deneuve. I want someone who's aging and keeping it real. Catherine Deneuve very famously said, and this was pre-Ozempic, at a certain age, you got to choose. It's your face or your ass. She wasn't wrong.
Yeah,
she
well,
wasn't wrong.
Miss Pat from Southern Charm, her feelings are hurt all the time because people say like she gets this and she gets that. She's had this facelift.
She looks amazing.
She
Miss
looks
Pat.
amazing. She's aging gracefully. She does say, I'll get Botox when I need tox, but she hasn't had multiple facelifts. And I think she's a great example of aging gracefully and just looking great. She's in her 80s.
Looking classy and age appropriate and, comporting oneself with dignity.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually what we're seeing with Vera Wang, is a walking fear of aging. It's like Steve Buscemi with the skateboard, like, hello, fellow kids. Vera Wang's walking into every event like, hello, fellow Insta thoughts and influencers and hot girls. Get a load of me.
That's so true.
Okay, Finally, Michelle Obama, who's banging on throughout America to any outlet that will have her. And increasingly, those outlets are of lower and lower import. She's been all talking about, to paraphrase Gil Scott-Heron, she's out here in these mean streets just trying to be a first lady and a former first. If only, Whitey on the moon would not oppress her so poorly. Now, she's so oppressed. And yet here she is talking about, again, paging one Meghan Markle, the patriarchal rigors of wearing pantyhose while dressed right here in Chanel. Let's go.
So glad that pantyhose are not a thing. That was never anything that made any sense. It was not helpful. It did nothing. It didn't keep you warm. I'm glad those
That's
are
not
on.
true.
None of you are wearing them. I give you full permission right now to never put on nylons unless you like it.
Nylons. She sounds like she's 80 years old. I will tell you something, Kinsey. I love a great Wolford tight. Are they ridiculously expensive? Yeah. Do they last a long time and have incredibly intricate designs, seaming, fishnets, all kinds of varieties? Yeah. So what is your take? And by the way, I liked that Chanel look, although it's really the shoe that makes the look. Otherwise, she looks like she's wearing Ann Taylor Loft.
Taylor Loft. Let me just say, I feel alone on an island here, but I love pantyhose. I mean, I will go on a trip for 4 days and carry 6 pairs of pantyhose with me because I can't wait to put on a fresh pair of pantyhose. I love them. So when Meghan Markle and Michelle Obama complain, I like a little, it helps me feel tight in the tummy area, a little tummy tuck. I'm not worried about if I miss a spot because I shaved in the dark. There are a million reasons why pantyhose are just our friend. So I don't.
You don't have to use body makeup to get a
Yes.
nice even tone on the legs.
I don't have I don't have any love handles because of the pantyhose. There are please wear pantyhose, y'all. Let's go back to it. I'm okay with it. I love, and tights. Go watch Gossip Girls. The first few seasons of Gossip Girl. Those girls in their tights and their headbands, cute as hell.
I'm just gonna do a little improv here. You're Harry and I'm Meghan, and we are speaking to Oprah. And I'm gonna tell you, Kinsey, you are trapped by the patriarchy with your pantyhose. You just don't know it. But you need me to tell you that the patriarchy has brainwashed you into believing that pantyhose are a good thing, and it's Meghan Markle who was decrying the what would I call it? The, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my God, the tyranny. The tyranny of the legs egg, right? Which is something like our moms had. I don't even think that exists anymore. The legs egg. No, she told Emily Chang on Bloomberg Business, oh God, the worst thing about being royal, how to wear pantyhose. Which she did not.
No, she didn't.
She was bare-legged all the time.
All the time. And, we have just done an entire segment about how everybody's dressed and naked. Look, I just like to be a little conservative. I don't need anybody to see my hoo-ha. I don't want anybody to see my hoo-ha or my thong coming out of my pants, Kim Kardashian in the new Ryan Murphy show. Put that beehole away. I'm just trying to keep a little mystery going over here. All right.
Whoever saw the day coming when that would be a radical act. Little mystery, not wanting to show, the most recent results of your gynecological exam to the world. Well, thank you, Kinsey. Once again, there's nobody else I would rather take fashion apart with than you. So again, thank you for coming on the Mini Nerve this Saturday.
What a wild ride. We've seen B-holes, we've seen P-holes, we've seen new titties. And, thank you, Hollywood.
And, I just think that the staff who cleans up after the LACMA Gala deserves hazard pay for whatever stains they may have to get out with a Mr. Clean sponge.
Yeah. God bless you.
God bless you. True Americans, true patriots. That's it. That's it for your Saturday edition of The Mini Nerve. We will be back here. We will be back here again on Tuesday for Full Nerve, and again on Wednesday for The Nerve at Night. In the meantime, send me your emails, your thoughts, your suggestions at Maureen at devilmaycaremedia.com, or DM me on Instagram at Maureen Callahan Writer, or at The Nerve Show. Also, check out The Nerve's Substack. That's where all of the stuff we couldn't fit in the show goes, plus behind the scenes, scoop and info, and what we're planning next, notes from me, my recommendations that I couldn't get in during the week, where I've gotten anything that you're asking about. That's at thenerveshow.substack.com. Subscribe. It's only like $5 a month, and it helps the show grow. Also, Nerve merch is available at shopthenerve.com, and The Nerve is now available on Megan's podcast playlist every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern on SiriusXM channel 111, the Megyn Kelly channel. We will see you again next week on The Nerve, where you will never guess what we're about to say next. As the season changes to colder weather, blood pressure tends to rise due to the constricting of blood vessels, increased salt cravings, and less physical activity. But here's the good news. You have the power to take control with 120 Life. 120 Life is a blend of great tasting superfruit juices that can actually help lower your blood pressure naturally. It is trusted by over 1,000 health professionals and used by people just like you who have seen real measurable results. Try it yourself risk-free with their 2-week trial. Just go to 120life.com and use code NERVE. That's NERVE to save 15%. You can track your progress with a simple blood pressure monitor and watch those numbers drop. Feel the difference. Plus, it is completely risk-free. If you don't see lower numbers in 2 weeks, you get your money back. Go to 120life.com. That is 120life.com. And remember to use code NERVE to save 15%. This is serious. This is your life we're talking about. 120 Life can help. Don't wait. Take control of your health today.